What's up, guys? I'm alleging Tuna, and this is Tuna's Tips, and today we're going to be covering Zygarde cells once again. I have some gameplay footage from when I went out this morning to do some of my routes. There's been some more information shared on Reddit going around. Flagoongi, thank you for your posts over there. They've been very informative. I will link to those Reddit posts down below if you guys would like to see the written form. And while you're down there, why don't you leave a thumbs up if you find this content helpful. Let me pull up my gameplay footage right over here, and you guys can see I started with 18 Zygarde cells. We're going to let that run, and we're going to cover some of what was explained in those articles or in those posts on Reddit. So you can see I found a new route. We're going to start it up, and we're going to run it, and I'll cover up some of those tips and some of those ideas that you guys can use to find cells. You can only find one cell per route, one overworld clicking. You only click on one cell per route, okay? So once you click on one, you're good. Just finish your route, okay? You can find a total of 3 Zygarde cells in a day. So when you look at your Zygarde and it tells you how many cells you have there, you can get +3 in a day, all right? The length of the route doesn't affect the probability that you are going to find a cell. So if you have short routes, run them. If you have long routes, run them. Get those cells, you guys. The route spawns don't correlate with your Zygarde cell spawn availability. Like you guys saw in my last video, I had recordings where I would get a route spawn and then almost immediately after get a cell, or so like none of that is really related. There's not really like a time, I guess, in between when those can happen. Coming around the corner here in that gameplay, we're gonna see this stuff go on. We go up past the Shroomish there. I'm gonna pause this for a moment and we're gonna explain some stuff here. So with your Zygarde cells, when you click on them on the overworld, they can contain 1 to 3 Zygarde cells inside of like the spark or the cluster or the overworld clicky, right? So you can have 1 to 3 in there, and yeah, your sparks on the map, you have about a 20% chance when you do a route to have one of those appear. So you guys can see we stop here and we're gonna go. One of the new discoveries, or one of the new methods that people are doing when they do routes, and it's been going around quite a bit lately in the past day or two, is that when you get close to the end of your route, you want to pause it. That's going to eliminate, so here you can see I pause my route, right? The reason why people are pausing their route is because it's going to eliminate any chance of your cell for your route to end and potentially despawn any cell that you had at the end of the route. So you can see that I pause my route and I'm going to try to go up to the end of it, because you guys saw in my other videos, a lot of the times my cells were appearing at the end of the route and they would often despawn, or I had to click on them really, really super fast, or else I would lose them. And I did lose some of them, right? Pausing the route allows you to explore to the very end to see if there's any cells there. And while your route is paused, you still can have cells appear. So let's unpause this, and I slowed down the video right here to show. Look, you can see underneath that Rhydon, you can see that there was a cell there, but I also slowed that down to show that me pausing the route didn't make that cell spawn. So if we go back in like slow down time, right before that, like right here, let's go back one more. And we'll get there it is. There's the Pokemon. We keep going, and right here where I slow it down, you can see the little green, like the Zygarde cell is formed and it's there. And it's a split second before, like, so me pausing the route didn't make that happen, but there was a cell there. It doesn't mean do not pause your route. Still pause your route and explore to the end, because your cell could be closer to the end marker and you don't want your cell to despawn, right? So I didn't even notice that cell was there for a little while. You can see I'm still moving towards the end, still there. It's going to rotate around, then I see it, I click on it, it adds it to my collection of Zygarde cells. Okay, there's also another method that I wasn't doing right here. The part that I was leaving out was that Flagoongi had mentioned, is that there's a way that you can respawn or force spawn cells. And what you do is that's pausing the route towards the end, 100 meters or less. Pause the route, restart your game. So force close it, relaunch it, you'll be right back where you were, resume your route. And a lot of the times, not all the time, but most of the time, right? If you had a cell that was going to appear on that route that maybe you missed, it'll appear next to you, okay? So you shut the game down, close it so that you have to reload it and show the loading screen when you open the game. And then once you reopen your game, if the cell was supposed to spawn, then it's going to be next to your character. The Reddit post and other videos have shown that it happens. And yeah, it doesn't happen every time, but it can happen, and it does happen. So keep that in mind when you're collecting those cells. I go and I start another route, move along, go to the next route here. We go around the corner. This is another pretty quick route that we do, but that's pretty much the main thing. Like the new information that I would like to share is the pausing and force closing your app and reloading it so you get the loading bar, and then hopefully you get a cell there. Most of the times, you know, it does work, but not always, okay? It's not a 100% thing. But I'll show you what I learned this morning on this route when I was doing that, okay? So the thing that I did do wrong is I didn't restart my app, okay? So you see I get close to the end, my counter goes below 100, so I'm gonna go ahead and pause that route. We're gonna go up and explore around the edge here. Go explore by the ending point, okay? So we're going, get some spawns there, but yeah. The resetting method, there's some posts on Twitter, there's some videos, there's all sorts of stuff. Like this is very, very good. The pausing of the route, I was not aware that if you pause the route, you could still have spawns show up or even have Zygarde cells show up. So again, since so many of my cells were found at the end of routes, the pausing is really, really, really going to help me, I feel, okay? So I pause, I look, I didn't find anything, so I'm gonna fast forward here a little bit. So we fast forward, I'm gonna go back around, because in order to complete your route, you have to go back to where you paused, click on the hovering number that's there, the little pause button, you click on that, and that'll have you resume your route, okay? So I go around, we resume the route, I explored the end, and remember, it's a 20% chance you're gonna get a Zygarde cell. So I thought, in my head, hey, I'm not going to have a route or a Zygarde cell. Let's just go finish the route and move to another route, right? But I was wrong. You can see right here, I get close to the pin. I feel like I'm going to complete the route. We stop, I clicked on a Pokemon there, right? But then it says the route requirements haven't been met. Route requirements weren't met, but what's that right there? Right there, I get a Zygarde spawn, a cell spawn after our message that the route requirements haven't been met. So here's again the Glameow. That's for our research, but you can see right there, you can see the cell forming just to the right of the Pokestop. It's there. There's a clearer shot of it, but remember, I had paused my route before and it didn't show up. So pause your route, restart your game, which I didn't restart my game, but there's so much weird stuff with this feature for routes. So I mean, go out, get your cells. You may have a lot of luck, you may not have a whole lot of luck at all, but I hope that this video has helped you guys with trying to understand some more stuff with routes. I'm doing what I can. I'm out there trying to get my routes done to share with you guys the cells that we're getting. And you can see at the end here my total. I have 21 cells, so I started with 18. I got +3 for the day, so I just called it there, came home and wanted to get this out for you guys to see. So yeah, I hope that these videos are helpful, that you guys are able to get cells, and I will continue to share more about cells when I learn about them, and I will even continue to share my daily routes. If you guys like that, maybe leave me a comment down below, but stay safe out there. Good luck with finding your cells, and we'll see you next time. Peace.